What a doozy of a crew. We're here with another live stream today. We've been talking about Mason Mount. Apparently does not want to sign a new contract. Graham Potter's given another day off to the players, and the players are now going to the media and turn to the media to talk about what's been happening behind the scenes. And we have Tottenham on Saturday. Yay! Sunday. So yay! Beautiful. A lot's going on, guys. A big stream happening, guys. And it's just it's never a normal day for Chelsea. It's always going to be something happening. So let's roll the intro so we can get into today's stream. Let's go.
We fucking got him.
We're back, guys, here with another live stream of everyone's enjoying their day. Everyone's just joining, guys. Smash that like button. If you're watching on demand, smash that like button. And, guys, comment below, guys, everyone's thoughts, and everyone's spamming their comments right now. Everyone's thoughts, guys. Mason Mount does not want to sign a new contract. And if he doesn't, he is gone. He is gone, guys. So we're going to discuss it now. So I just want to send out the tweet. Let me just send out the tweet now so everyone knows that we're live. Keep sharing in the comments. I see everyone in the chat. We got built to Ivan. Ivan built to Ivan says he must be joking. We'll sell him off and keep buying double forward position so they're holding the club at ransom. Doesn't work. Totally super smart. Add Raphael on the left wing. See what happens. Sell the defenses crumble. The door is open for those who want to leave and wants to come into the Galaxy. This is the Chelsea where dreams come into reality. Says Ivan. We got Santiago has built Santiago. Ziva built to Ziva. Up the Chelsea. How do we know all this contract news is real? It's reported by The Athletic. Again, fans come out and they say, how do we know it's real? When Mason Mount gets in the question. When Mason Mount gets in the question, it's, is it real? Is it legit? Yes, guys, it's from The Athletic. It's legit. It's been happening for months. When a couple of people like me said it about a year ago, so Mason will end up leaving. No one wants to believe it. But now we've got the sources. I've got the evidence to back it up, guys. The evidence is here. We'll probably see Mason Mount go. And we're going to bring all that information. I'm going to bring all you guys information. So let's start with Potter. Because Graham Potter, guys. So it's very hot in here as well. Graham Potter, guys, gives the team another day off, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. I just saw that Graham Potter, there's no full team training session today. Potter is mindful of the injury crisis as overloading players. So we're giving days off, huh? We're giving days off. So I came out here on Sunday and I said, this day off theme, Chelsea was supposed to have 2 days off. I was supposed to have a day off Monday, we were supposed to have a day off Tuesday. And I said, if Graham Potter doesn't get sacked by Tuesday, we're an embarrassment to football. We're not a big club. And he didn't get sacked, so we're a small club. We are a small club. Official Chelsea Football Club is a small club because we give 2 days off to trainings. Oh, look, he's here. Lalito, we need to have a chat. We need to have a chat. Because I'm hearing this thing of surrounding Graham Potter, Lalito. It's not Carlito, it's Lalito with an L, because he's an L right now. L takes recently. And I'm hearing he wants to keep Graham Potter. He wants Graham Potter in. And I keep hearing this argument about Mikel Arteta. But when I hear the argument, it's such a base argument. Such a basis argument with no context. Because it doesn't make sense. Man. Khalid, give me 45 minutes. I'm going to send you that fucking link because we need to have a chat. Because I was going to come on. Sadiq messaged me today. Sadiq is Matt FC. I need you on the stream tomorrow. I said, I need to get on that stream because I need to speak to Khalid. Lalito has been taking big L's recently. But Lalito, give me 40 minutes. I'm going to run through his news and we'll get the lines open. Chelsea GB to Naz in the house. Says Potter is fine. And here's the thing. Potter, I've automatically said, since he ever stepped from this club, he's not good for the job. He'll get sacked. He'll never win us a Premier League. He'll never win us a Champions League. No point in hiring. We sacked the best manager on the market. Like, you ask me now, who's the best manager on the market to get? It'll be Thomas Tuchel. We sacked the worst, the best manager we had, and got one of the worst available managers. And Graham Potter is one of the worst managers I've ever seen in this club. He is statistically the worst manager at this club. Statistically proven, the worst manager at this club. We've had 2 wins in 15 games. It's embarrassing. Frank Lampard had a worse team and did better. And for me, he was the worst manager in Chelsea history. I think now he's the second worst. And at least Frank Lampard had had formation, had tactics. So why are we giving time to a manager who doesn't even have a tactics or have a formation? Up to Chelsea's give Potter to the end of the what? End of the season? Like, what formation are we seeing? What tactics are we seeing? Lampard Lampard had shit tactics, but I at least knew what he was doing. I knew he was crossing the ball and inshallah. What is Graham Potter's tactics? I don't know. I can't sit here. I can't tell you any Graham Potter tactics because I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know. So it's fucking so hot here, man. But I can't tell you because I don't know him. I don't know him. If I do, I'll tell you. But I don't know any of the tactics. But comes out here, statement says there is no full team training session today. Either Potter is mindful of the injury crisis and overloading players, but yet he'll come out on the weekend and say the boys gave it everything. How can the boys give it everything if he's giving rest days? When we're playing we're playing one of the best teams we've played for a couple of months, and this will be the hardest team we face for a couple of months. Why rest now? It's the worst time to rest. We shouldn't be having rest. Southampton had double sessions. Everton had double sessions. Newcastle, I don't think I've had barely any breaks. They've been going through hard. That's why they're at where they're at. The Southampton game, the manager came out at Southampton and said, "We had no tactics, we had no formation. I just rocked up off the plane. I didn't know how to play this game." And they bet us. And you think by taking an extra day off to rest is going to help us improve? So we're sitting here saying, give him time, but the time he's using, he's not going to training, not going on the bench. Maybe give the afternoon off or the morning off or something, but you got to keep these footballers' mentality straight. You play for Chelsea fucking Football Club. You want to rest, you got to earn a rest. Thomas Tuchel came out when we just before he got sacked. I don't know who we lost. I think it was Arsenal. And a journalist asked about. I think I have the thing here. I have it on my page. I posted a couple tweets ago. He said it here. It was a Tuchel. There's no days off at the moment. No days off. There cannot be a day off at the moment. This was just a couple of weeks before he got sacked. I'm angry with myself and I'm angry with our performance. This is Tuchel's mentality compared to Graham Potter. So when Graham Potter takes an L, he likes to use the excuse, let's rest players. Let's give them rest. Let's stop, so people don't get injured. Guys, training is not just about running up and down. It's about maybe focusing on tactics. It's about sitting down and chatting and talking about our next move. Like, it's not just about running up and down the pitch. Players know how to pass the ball 2-3 minutes. They're not practicing that. They're practicing how they tactic. I don't think people understand. When these football players go to training, they're not training how to pass the ball a meter. They're not passing how to receive the ball. They know how to do all that. They're playing how to play towards Graham Potter's tactics. They're playing, and obviously we're halfway through the season, so then he's not pushing them. They're not doing sprints. They're not doing the fucking beep test like Sean Dyche is doing. They're not doing all that, right? So you don't need to go to training just to sprint. Training is about, focusing, maybe getting a chat with the team. We're going to look at previous games and that. Adding an extra level of training. That's you're still at work. Why are we giving days off when we need to win? Don't come chat to me when we fucking lose to Tottenham and say, "Oh, Graham Potter in, give him time," when the fucking guy uses his time by giving them rest days. If he wants to prove to us that he can do it, he needs to train these boys harder than last time. But instead, he's resting them harder than last time. If you fail something, you don't rest and give up. You work towards it. And as a trainee and as a footballer, you got to keep practicing on that pitch. His tactics is too annoying to us Chelsea fans. And the season tactics, let's see, guys. No one even knows. No one knows. What's up with that picture? You need an extra day off. Why can you explain? Why would you need an extra day off? For what? They just had 2 fucking days off. Or injury crisis. What injury? We just got over that injury crisis. Everyone's back. Kante's back. It's like Aurera's back. Rich James is back. Chiwa's back. It is a month ago. I would have maybe had a kind of conversation. I'm like, okay, maybe. But everyone's back. This is when you should... Again, and this is another example. Sterling's back. Zachariah's back. Kante's back. Rich James is back. Chiwa's back. Who else has been injured? that everyone used to complain about. Just give excuses. What was it? What other players were given the excuse because of injuries? Pulisic, I think, who cares about him? He's done anyway. That's pretty much it from like the first team I can think of. Kovacic is back as well. Like, he's been fit for a couple of weeks now. So these players are fit and back. Shouldn't you get them ready to be fit instead of resting them? Guys, they've had 3 days off. Don't come chat to me and say Zachariah is not fit to start on Saturday. He should be ready to start Saturday, but Potter is giving them days off. Doesn't make sense. Mark says we have a medical team that had their asses handed to over the last 2 months. And again, people, yeah, exactly, talking shit about our medical team. But who made this decision? Because right here, Potter made this decision. Rashi says what Mount needs to leave. He does. Either way, we are in the mud to the end of the season. We'll beat Spurs somehow. It's not just about luck. Again, I don't want to be in the mud. You just spent 600 million. We're a top club. I don't want to be in the mud to the end of the season. I want to try to challenge for top four. You spend 600 million. You should be challenging for top four. Since January, we've had 4 matches. If we won all 4 out of 4, we would be near the top 4. But instead, he takes res. Oh, the squad needs to gel. All this bullshit. If you don't, again, he will lose to Southampton. He will lose to Tottenham. As I said, if he loses to Southampton, he's done. And for me, Potter's done. Potter is not getting any better. Nothing. None of them. Man, is your mate. Man's ass. Potter will be sacked on Monday, no matter the results. Undertaker, are you sure about that, man? Because I thought I thought Southampton was the last straw. Like Southampton's one, not. I can't. And then to come out Monday and say, "Hey, I needed that." Let's start from the start, shall we? Let's start from the start. Should we start from the start? So like the day Potter comes in, Potter comes in September, has a nice little run, whatever. Then our players become fit. He's playing this football. He goes from a 3, then he goes to a 4, then he goes back to a 3, then a 5. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? We don't know what he's doing. Then we had the injury crisis, right? As proclaimed, injury crisis, right? So then he went to a 4. We played, easy teams that we still lost to. Like I think Gallagher's good enough to maybe score against Nottingham Forest, but no, apparently, it's the manager's. It's excuses to the manager. All right, let's give the manager excuses, whatever. We had a bit of an injury crisis. He went and spent 400 million in the window. He goes, Potter spends 400 million in the window, brings in big players. Can't beat Fulham, can't beat Dortmund, can't beat Southampton. Can't beat Southampton. The manager from Southampton walked off the fucking plane a couple of weeks ago, came out and said after the game they had no tactics, they had no plan, they barely had a formation, he didn't know who to play, and they fucking turned up and won. So that happened. And then we lost to Southampton, and the reaction from Potter was, hey, we lost. Let's give everyone a rest. Let's give everyone a day off like they earned it. Let's go get Gallagher to play table tennis. Havertz is probably going to the beach with his girlfriend. Mount's doing TikTok dances. Let's just give everyone a day off, shall we? So that happened. We give everyone a day off. And then Potter comes and says he wants another day off. So again, what's today? It's Thursday. Everyone has another day off on Thursday. But come Saturday, when we lose to Tottenham, the excuse will be give Potter time. And I'm saying, how can we give Potter time when he's using his time wrongfully? He's giving them rest. Don't come and chat to me and say Zachariah is not fit for Saturday. He is fit, but our manager isn't playing him on training because he's getting rested. So for me, Zachariah has to start Saturday because he should be fit. And I hope these players are training on their own. I hope they're not listening to this stupid manager. Potter says, bombs like Havertz and Mount. I'm sorry, but Havertz and Mount are still good enough to beat Southampton. I'm sorry, we're not at the level where they're that bad. You still can beat Southampton. I don't care how our squad is bad, but you still should be able to. You still should be able to beat Southampton. Chelsea and Potter have a cross meeting on Tuesday. Next step. I think that meeting was about. I think Bowie. Okay, here's the thing. I think Bowie knows he was wrong in sacking Tuchel. I think he understands that he should never sack Tuchel. And I think Bowie's the arrogant one. Bowie's the one that didn't listen to Tuchel. I don't think it was the other way around. People come here and blame, Tuchel didn't listen to Bowie. Well, why should Tuchel be a director of football and operation manager, fucking everything? Why should he be so many of these roles? The guy wanted to be a head coach, and then Bowie goes and sacks Tuchel and replaces him with a manager who's just the head coach. So he insistently gave Graham Potter Tuchel's role that he wanted. So for me, there's some underlying factor there. I think Bowie made a mistake, and he knew he made a mistake. For me, I know a very unpopular opinion, but I will go and say Bowie got to Thomas Tuchel and write him an apology letter and tell him to come back. because he's the only manager out there who can fix his mess. Only manager. He comes in tomorrow, will be better than ever. Especially if you bring him in tomorrow and he plays Tottenham. He's got world class players now, right? He never had a world class team. You gave him a bang average team. You brought in fucking Lukaku and Saul, right? Lukaku went against the fucking team and the manager had to drop him. Then you bring him his own players, supposedly. You give him 3 games with these players. Then you sack him. He didn't even play with Aubameyang or Zachariah. And then you sack him. And then you spend another 400 million with this bum manager. You're giving a PE teacher 600 million, and he still can't even beat Southampton. You give a fan 600 million, he'll beat Southampton. Like it's not fucking hard. Who's after Potter? Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique. Don't care who. Just have a CV. Be an Inter manager. Like have at the back of your mind that I might get sacked tomorrow. I don't think there's a long-term manager on the market as we speak. I think the long-term manager was Thomas Tuchel, but Hansi Flick could possibly be a long-term manager. Again, short-term improvements means long-term success. What short-term improvement have we seen from Graham Potter? I was just reading it. The Southampton manager was taking the piss, knowing full well the meltdown that would happen. We cannot have and I always said that. I always said you can never have Kovacic in a pivot because Kovacic is an attacking player. You need someone with a defensive mindset who will sit back. Kovacic doesn't sit back. Kovacic is a player who always has the attacking mindset to press. Enzo, who should be the attacking player because he tracks back, he still sits. So you need a defensive next to him, and you give him someone like a Jorginho. Hey, will love Jorginho. Jorginho will sit back, and that allows Enzo to press. So it allows for Enzo to score a goal or create a goal, and we know Enzo is fucking absolutely amazing up front. So we should never sell Jorginho. I think it was a big mistake selling Jorginho because yes, we have Kante, yes, we have Zachariah, but they're unfit. When are they going to be back? If they're going to be back for long term, Jorginho was not injury prone, and he was a CDM who could sit back to allow Enzo to press. What Kovacic doesn't do that, so it's a bit of all over the place. But again, on this Potter thing, Potter again, like I can't see any Potter ins at the moment. I don't want Potter in people there. If you're Potter in like Lalito, you've got to have a big explanation for it because I do not see why you would want such a manager in, and you can't sit and tell me about the Arteta process because the Arteta process is much different to the Graham Potter process. Arteta, firstly, won a FA Cup in his first season. Did not have 600 million to spend. Right? Did not have a world class team. Did not just come off a team who won a Champions League. So it's much different. Arteta was playing Mustafi, Pablo Mari, David Luiz. With fucking Ceballos at the back. He had to have a transition. Potter has good players in his team. He still just can't use them properly. He just spent fucking so much money. Let's hope, man, they can take Potter. I mean, I don't care where the fuck Potter goes. Just get the fuck out of here. I don't care. Go back to Sweden. Like, give me Hansi Flick. Like, someone who has you got to have a CV. Like I said, the best manager to get is Thomas Tuchel. I'm telling you right now. Give me Thomas Tuchel, we'll be back to normal. But Graham Potter is not personally disliked by any of his players. There are, however, some doubts over whether longer term, he is capable of tactically competing with Pep Guardiola and doing as Tuchel did, and that's an obvious no. Graham Potter cannot compete with Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, and now Erik ten Hag is into that mix. He cannot compete with them, absolutely not. And obviously, yes, the man that could was Thomas Tuchel, and he fucking did. He showed up and he did, right? Graham Potter showed up and has done worse. Guys, it's the same. It's not rocket science. Think logically. It's the same squad that Thomas Tuchel had. You added 600 million and you're doing worse. How is this possible? I've always said we didn't win the Champions League because of players. We won it because of the manager. The manager came in and used his world-class tactics. He used his world-class, passion and urgency and won us the Champions League. So you get another world-class manager with this team. They can at least beat fucking Southampton. Guys, do you guys know how bad Southampton are? Horrible. Be up to Arthur, man. Hope you are well. Be up to you. Jorginho's deadline departure caused some dressing room consideration, a feeling of strong annoyance and anger, usually because of something bad that you cannot change or that is completely unaccepted. So, and we knew Jorginho was a big part of the dressing room. So it's, again, it comes down to our captain once again, Aspilicueta, the worst captain in Chelsea history, who does not control the dressing room. He's shocking. But then they say here that one source close to senior player, from what I hear or gather, I don't get the impression Potter is saying that much to the players. He doesn't strike me as a personal character that says a lot. Now, take this as you will. We don't know who the player is. My guess, if anything, will probably be in Aubameyang, because Aubameyang has played under world-class managers and managers who are very vocal, and I don't think Aubameyang is far from liking Potter. There's a genuine concern among some of them that many of the English uh, contingents will be sold in summer to balance the books. That comes down to our next part, guys. Mason Mount. So, guys, get those likes up right now. Chelsea were in a total meltdown, unlike Arsenal. We had no technical or senior team. Again, people understand. We didn't have a director. We had no one at the club. Everyone was gone. And again, another mistake Potter, Bowie did. He sacked Marino and Czech, which I said, fine, you sack him, get a fucking replacement. It's not fucking hard. And I really disliked why he did that. I don't like how he did that. And I've said Bowie's a flip flop. Like Bowie, one side he's fantastic, makes great transfers, spends the money. Other side just doesn't know what to do. I think looking at the club standpoint, he's done a very horrible job. In terms of contracts, wages in last summer. Now he's kind of got up to speed, but he's not doing anything. He sacked a world class manager and brought in a PE coach. It's horrible. The players don't even want to play for Potter. It's so evident. And again, when the players don't want to play for Tuchel, or Tuchel's lost the dressing room, let's get him out. But when the players lose the dressing room to Potter, it's give Potter time, or manager over the players. What? At this point, it's the manager. Exactly. I think here's the thing, Arthur. We've had this problem where you look at 2018 to 2022, we had the same squad. And I was sitting here, I say, we have a world-class manager, just get rid of the players. And you're people like Lewis and Fatur, who's going to Potter and saying, it's the players, Potter, it's not you, it's the players. It's the players. But when you sack a world-class manager and bring in a bum of a manager like Graham Potter, he's obviously not going to know how to work a team. And that's my point. We had a shit team, but a world-class manager. And the world-class manager was doing somewhat of a job to keep him. You get rid of that world-class manager, you bring in an average manager. This is what an average manager does with a bad squad. You bring Thomas Tuchel in, it wouldn't get any much, it will get better, but you still got to get rid of players too. But it's better than what we had. How can you sit here and tell me trust the process when we got him worse than what Tuchel did? If you sat to me and said trust the process with Tuchel, I would believe you, because short-term improvements means long-term success. I'll keep saying that, because short-term, if you win 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row and you have a formation, you have a tactics, you have a plan, I will see okay, but what's Potter's plan? What's Potter's players? What's Potter's tactics? What's Potter's formation? No one knows. And then how can we give a guy time when he's using his time to rest players and give them days off so they can do TikTok dances and media? I agree. A world-class manager can turn a bum players into world-class. Potter's nowhere close to the world-class. Potter's far from an average manager, right? Potter's garbage, right? And I don't care what anyone says. Potter's a garbage manager. Thomas Tuchel won Chelsea the Champions League. I don't care what anyone says. The players didn't win it for us. The players were bang average players. And winning that Champions League made the players look fucking like gods. That's why there's double standards for Mount and Havertz, because they scored the winning goals and all this rubbish, right? But the real reason we won it was because of Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel is a world-class manager who used world-class tactics and brought back players from the slums to the top. Fucking Jorginho, Rudiger, Reece James, I don't know. He brought all these players so good. That's what a world-class manager does. He works around the players. He worked around Reece James' strength, Chilwell's strength, Jorginho's strength, because they were the better players. He didn't work around Mount's strength because Mount was shit, right? So you come in a Graham Potter. Graham Potter has no plan. He has no tactics. He doesn't know the players. He gets rid of our only CDM. What does that say to you about him, guys? He's a bang average manager. So he's not gonna obviously he's not gonna last at Chelsea. He'll be gone. I want him gone ASAP. Like if you're sitting here and saying, oh yeah, he'll be gone in June, but give him time till June, what's the point? Sack him now. He's not gonna get us any further. DH has possibly identify the Manchester one. And that's the thing, there's gonna be bias. There's gonna be this like no a mentality coach. Oh my days, mentality coach. It's like just get a captain and a world class manager and that's it. Tuchel completely turned. Yeah, he turned Ian Christensen. Yeah, much better. Turned Reece James into a world class player. Jorginho into an absolute beast of a player. He was about to leave. He was disregarded. You know, he played a format. It was crazy. But you have the Chelsea boys to be on Matt Potter doesn't have long. They only hold up with Todd and Chelsea. So replacement wouldn't be easy to get a manager the way Chelsea's looking. And you give them the right money, they will. Like if you Luis Enrique would take 10, maybe what 6-7 mil a year. Depends if you give the right money. And I'm sorry, we overpaid for Potter. I'll overpay for a new manager too. I don't care. Not my money. I'd rather miss out on August window but get a new manager. Like I'm sick of that. I'm sick of these rivals coming out and telling me, oh, but give him time, give him this, give him that, and oh, Chelsea fans are impatient. If I had Thomas Tuchel behind the wheel, right, and again, we wouldn't not ever even be in this spot. But if we were, that's a hypothetical. With Thomas Tuchel, he came, he stayed, and we're still where we were. I would possibly say, hey guys, give him time because he has a CV to back it. He has he's got his top four. But what CV does Potter have? Like it's like if I get a homeless guy, I go, hey mate, what was your financial record? Did you ever reach a millionaire? He goes, nah, I didn't, but I'll teach you how to be a millionaire. Would I fucking listen to him? Would I listen to the guy who became a millionaire but lost it all and goes, hey, I became a millionaire, I lost it all, but I know how to get it? No, listen to the second guy because he knew how to get there. So Tuchel knew how to get to the top. Potter does not. So he doesn't have long, and it wouldn't be easy to get a manager. Yeah, but mate, I'm telling you, you go give an apology. Bowie gives a big apology. Thomas Tuchel asks him out for dinner, give him a big apology, and you bring him back. It's one of the biggest mistakes because who has to be Hansi Flick comes in. Okay, he wouldn't be the worst, right? But is he long term? Luis Enrique, I'd be honest, I want Luis Enrique, but I don't think he's long term. I would actually like a Luis Enrique because it tells me, hey, he'll be a short term manager. He'll be here for 6-7 months, maybe a year. And I think he'll be a short term. I don't think he'll be here long term, and I don't think he'll be upset if he gets sacked. Like he's a guy, I'll just be here for the money. I'll set the money, get on my CV, and maybe just dip. Potter is ruining Enzo, Felix and Enzo. We all know that a world class player fearing with Potter as a manager, and I agree. I think you got someone like Potter as a manager with these world class players. He doesn't know how to teach them. He doesn't know how to train them. I think as I just say, with the world class players, you got to have a world class manager. Like a guy who won in Norway does not count, guys. I don't have anything to say, but let's get on Mount soon. We're going to get on Mount soon. Rivals only want to give him time to watch the club burn. What exactly? And obviously, I know it's like rivals. Like I'm not gonna see him go, oh yeah, stack Klopp. No, keep Klopp because he's doing shit. It's like when Pep Guardiola came and said, "Oh guys, you guys gotta give Graham Potter time." Like fans actually listen to fucking Pep Guardiola when he said, "Give Potter time." Fucking bullshit. Remember how fun AFT was when now it's the Chelsea fans who are losing the shit. Like we're going crazy. Because 70 million boy Rush should take. And I think he did. If he was not ever stacked Thomas Tuchel, he should have waited and not give a big contract. He's so stupid. But let's go. I want to talk about Pound. Let's talk about Mason Mount. Mason Mount says Chelsea will sell Mason Mount in the summer, guys. Breaking news: Chelsea will sell Mickey the Ghost Mason Mount in the summer when he will have a year left in his contract if they fail to agree a new deal with the midfielder. So the process has been, guys, since how long has it been now? Been about 6 months actually. I think even when Tuchel was here, there was kind of the traps on it, the Mount contract. So Mount's been at a contract dispute for about 6 months. He wants about 250K a week, I think 280, but they're giving him I think 175, 180, right? Or much lower. I don't know how much to give him, but he's not getting what he wants. And as a player who I thought was proper Charles, who played for the badge and he gets it, I would assume he would take the deal immediately. But no, he's going where the money goes and he wants big money, right? So he will definitely leave this summer, guys. I'm telling you right now, guys. Mason Mount will leave in August. Mark my fucking words. Mason Mount will leave in August. I tell you right now because he's not proper Charles. He's a player like everyone else, as he should be, Right? He's a player like everyone else. He's not proper Chelsea. And if he doesn't like the club, doesn't like what they're offering him, he's more than welcome to leave. And I think he should leave. If he doesn't want what he wants, he's not a proper Chelsea player. And I don't want players who don't want to play for this club. Then you can leave. If you're upset with the money, like, oh, I'm not getting as much as Reece James. Well, you're not as fucking good as Reece James. Like I mean, yes, he's. I guess. Actually, no. Sorry, I was about to say he's a kid. No, he's not. He's an old man now. He's declining, and he wants 300k a week. So, and I think that Southampton game, he was shocking when he came. Or was it Dortmund? What game did he come on? And he had one of the worst games ever. I think it was Southampton when he came. No, when he started. No, Southampton when he started. Sorry, it was Southampton game when he started was fucking horrible. Holy shit, that was horrible. That was embarrassing. I couldn't watch it, man. I couldn't watch him play. Fucking hell. Who's this fella saying? This fella from the Liquidator podcast says, if he leaves, I may not forgive this man. What happens to being Chelsea through and through? Again, and I feel for this guy because he's been led a false narrative. Mason Mount's never been proper Chelsea. And I've always said, he's an average player who has a normal footballer mindset who goes, hey, if I get another offer elsewhere, I'll go. And I think that's what every player should have. I don't think, you should have the mindset to be locked on. He has every right to go, hey, if I don't like what I want, I can leave. And as he should. I support that. But to these delusional fans who came out and said Mountain's through and through, he's proper Chelsea, he gets it, he needs to leave. As simple as that. He should only get 140 to 150k, not more than that. And if you're a proper Chelsea, take the contract 1 year, prove yourself. And exactly, you're not playing as well, and you demand these wages is stupid. Jay says Southampton. Yes, the Southampton game. Yeah. Here the Bobby says, looking like Mount wants to live in the summer. I'm worried he's toxic. But Bobby, he's been like Bobby. I've been telling you, he's been like that. Bobby, I've been saying he has double standards. Remember, I said the Disneyland, the double standard Disneyland pass. Right? He has these standards where he doesn't like what he wants. He gets upset, and I play with players like that. Oh, he doesn't get what he wants. He get upset. I'm not going to chase that ball. I'm not going to attempt the training. I was like, I play with players like that, so I know what he's like. I know this guy's definitely very toxic in the dressing room. And Bobby, the thing is, when you don't have a world class manager and you don't have a captain to control it, Jorginho was the controller. Now he's gone. It goes into chaos, absolute chaos, and he's done. Any formation we play next season, 4-3-3 or 4-2-3, or Mount can't start. He knows his Mount using high. And I said this, and I got absolutely cooked. I need to bring this up to you guys. I need to bring this up to you. Oh, I need to bring this up. Well, I said about Mount. I said Mount will not. If we get, say, Sterling and Dembele, Mount won't start. Mount won't start, guys. I said this, guy. I said bringing in Sterling and Dembele into a front three automatically makes Mount out of our starting 11. Assuming we play a 3-4-3. This was back in June. My point stands. Look at the comments. I don't rate people who don't rate Mount. Let's see how this young fella is doing about Mount. Oh, he doesn't like Graham Potter now. He doesn't like Graham Potter. What's this guy saying? No, it doesn't. He's the first name on our team sheet, starting 11, along with James. Again, I said here, where does he fit? If we play a 3-4-3 right now, it's Sterling or it's Mudryk and Felix. Where does he start? Huh? To all you fucking absolute twats who came out and told me, oh, and you got fucking yellow bus Daniel who comes out and says, oh, Mason Mount will start no matter what. He's Chelsea through and through. The managers love him. Where's he starting in the fucking lineup now, yeah? Get that shit fucking away from me. I said it back in June. I said Mount is out of our starting 11. Gives him competition to urge to fight. Brings in competition. The best for Mount. Right? Where's all the people giving me my fucking flower now, yeah? Fucking absolute fucking Mount stands, man. Fuck these guys. Or Minerals FC. Minerals clueless. Fucking Minerals FC, yeah? Look at Minerals FC. What? He's in the absolute fucking mud now. He's in the fucking mud. This guy's getting fucking ripped through and through. Clueless. I'm right. I was right. Look, I said what I'm saying is Minerals. I was right. At least Footy Hub understood. How was but what the hell you on about? Blah blah blah. Like people saying to me, oh, you're getting cooked. What do you mean no quote tweets? Why isn't it working? But anyway, you get the point. I said it back in June. I said June, Mason Mount will not be in the starting 11 this season. I fucking said it. said it. Fucking here's the evidence right now. People go, oh, well, that's not what you meant. But shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. That's absolutely what I meant. The one team player is very rare, and they're genuinely willing to make sacrifices to stay. Yeah, and it's very real. I mean, the only proper Chelsea player we have is Reece James, and he took the deal that they gave him. No thanks. Havertz needs to leave too. He's also, oh yeah, he's done. He's done. Havertz is done. But I will get rid of Mount. If Mount or Havertz, I'll get rid of both of them. Both need to go. Abba in. And again, here's the thing with Graham Potter. He benches our only finisher. When we came out and everyone said at the Dortmund game, oh, the Dortmund game, we had no finisher. Yeah, we did have a finisher, but he was dropped from the squad. So you expect Felix to create and score. James Reece, Kai Havertz is already a bum. James Charles is a bum. He's finished. But Potter drops our only striker available and doesn't bring him in the squad. And I'm hearing complaints about, oh, this Potter can't train the players to finish. Oh yeah, you can if he picks the right fucking lineup. Johnny is just a Mount fanboy. Johnny's getting cooked. He's getting cooked left, right, and center. Everywhere he goes, he's getting cooked. Like again, it's just that's what happens when you just back Mount. Like I've said it. Like you don't back Mount, guys. Mount's a shit player. He's gonna be gone soon. He's not proper Charles. Blah blah blah. He's an average player best. I said back in June. He's not gonna be a starter. Told you. James took a contract that has a wage reduction for clause for nosy shower if reports are to be believed. Mount can't get 300k due to the wage bill. It's unfair, and yeah, and he doesn't want. Apparently, he doesn't want 200k a week, but that's the point still stands. He wants 250 to 80k a week, so he still wants a lot of money, and I wouldn't give him that money. He doesn't deserve any of that money. Like, I just don't want him at this club anymore. I just don't think he's useful. He doesn't help our club. We've got Felix now. Felix is there. I think we buy Felix. We would definitely buy Felix. And the people who say we won't buy Felix, the same people who want Mount to stay. I'm telling you right now. And we got here, guys. Liverpool are interested in Mason Mount from Fabrizio Romano. It's a big source. And look, even the Liverpool fans are upset. Bro, the Liverpool fans don't even want him. They don't even want him, guys. Look, they don't even want Mason Mount. Not even Liverpool wants Mason Mount. So how's this guy a good player when not even Liverpool, who's shit like us, don't even want Mason Mount? Like, it's embarrassing. This guy's a bum average. This guy's a bum of a player. No one fucking wants him, mate. I'll be lucky to get fucking 30 million from someone like Mason Mount. I think he's valued about 70, 60, but man, if Liverpool bid 50 million for him, we're getting a fucking deal. We're getting a deal. But the day he steps forward out of this club, our club will fucking return. I said that fucking 6 months ago. All right? And I said back in June, Mason Mount won't be our starter. Where's it going now? What happened? Everyone was telling me, I'm hearing Mason Mount's Papa Charles, he'll stay, he gets in no matter who starts ahead of him. He'll always beat them. Fucking absolute fucking bums. You guys are fucking twats. Fucking go follow Mount, alright? Go follow Mount to fucking Liverpool, support them. You absolute fucking frauds. Fucking Mount over the club, man. Absolutely embarrassing. But yeah, he's going to Liverpool. Not even Liverpool fans want him. Like, even Silva's more popular. Oh yeah, of course. Way more. Mount should go look for money elsewhere. And that's why he's going. Liverpool want him. I'll send him to Liverpool. Get him gone. Job done. Job done. You know, that'll be absolutely perfect for me. I mean, I don't care how much we get for him. 50 mil, 40, 60. I think Liverpool bid a 70 mil bid for him. Great. Just give me the money. You can take him. Don't really care. The Scousers know Bellingham's getting along and they need midfielders. And I think Mount will be a great player for them. Great, absolute great additional player. Guys, let's hype it up to FSG. FSG and Klopp, come on. Mount's a great player. And if Mount goes there and wins the Ballon d'Or, I would not care. People say, yeah, you would. No, I wouldn't. Because I know he's been here for 3 years and I know he didn't work out. Right? Here's the thing. If Mount wins a Ballon d'Or at Liverpool or Player of the Season or whatever, I would not care. And I say that with chest. I would not care. Why I would not care is because he's been here for 3 years. He's played consistent football and he's still shit. Like, that means, and again, you lot say he's an 8, so let him go play as an 8 in Liverpool. That'd be a steal. Oh, I'd love to take 70 mil from him. I think we'll probably get 50, 60. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Depends, and that probably will show that he just doesn't want to be at Chelsea. And I think he knows. Mount knows, guys. Mount knows. He's not stupid. Mount knows he's not going to be in this lineup anymore. He's not going to be in this lineup any longer. He knows he's gone. Feel bad for man. He was sort of serious dream. He really thinks he's up there with the best until he realized Enzo 22, Mount is 24. I mean, yeah, there was a false narrative that the media, produced, and it happens a lot with English players that they just get hyped to the double standards. And I think, it's nothing on Mount. I just think Mount just wasn't that guy. He's an average player, and he didn't really look to improve himself off the pitch. He would rather go home and do TikTok dances and PR stunts. So, again, he was brought in, and they assumed he would be the next Hazard because we lost the best player of the century, best player ever, Eden Hazard. We lost him, and they're like, "Hey, we need a new Hazard." Because before 2019, no one gave a fuck about the academy, guys. Let's be honest, no one gave a fuck about the academy before 2019, right? But when Mount came in, they're like, "Hey, he's English. Frank Lampard said he loves him. We're gonna back him. We're gonna give him." And they gave him a banner. They gave him this. They gave him that. They gave him everything, guys, for an average player. It's embarrassing. Yeah, if Felix, if Felix is miles better than Mount. Like, not even debate. I instantly saw no way he's starting with Felix. And in game week, Mount isn't loyal to the club. Let's move on to players who was willing to fight. Exactly. And when you're willing to fight for the badge, it means you're willing to fight for your spot, your position. You're willing to fight for it. Mount has been the same, and he's declined for 2 years now. Like, he hasn't got any better. Yeah, of course. And Jay, as I said here, it says here, oh, I lost it, but it said that if he doesn't sign, he's gone. Here we go. Chelsea will sell Mason Mount in the summer if they fail to agree a new deal. So he's gone if he doesn't agree a new deal. Simple. Like, he's done. He's done. So I will get him out as soon as possible. And guys, everyone, I need everyone right now to get these likes. Guys, so smash the like button. Smash the like button. I want to talk about this, guys. Goals in February so far. Chelsea 1, Lukaku 2. Quickly briefing. I would not bring Lukaku back to Chelsea. I think he had it in him to be a good striker. He just did those interviews and he lost it for the club. He lost his ambition for the club. So I would never take him back. Never take him back. He's done. He's done. If Mount leaves, the banner they display. I can't believe they fucking put a banner, man. Embarrassing. 31 and 250 in 10th place. It's embarrassing. We're not willing to fight for you. And he's not even a starter. He's a rotational player. Guys, what if Loftus-Cheek came in after 250k? Would you guys be upset? I would. If Loftus-Cheek came and said, "Hey, man, I want 250k," we're going to say, "You're fucking shit. You're a rotational player." Let's say Mason Mount asking for 250k. The same players. Guys, Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount are the same players now. They're both secondary options. Some of our fans really compared Mount to Lampard. It's embarrassing. I don't think we will sell him in the summer. We'll see. I think we will. I think Mount's gone. Declares lol Lukaku. How is Athletic selling us to back Potter than cracking jokes? I don't know, man. I don't know what the Athletic's saying. Is Athletic telling us to back Potter? What's they are? Like, they want us to fail. When did they ever tell us to back Tuchel when he was winning games? Like, what outlet ever said, "Hey, Tuchel's losing against Zagreb. Let's sack him. Let's give him time." When did they ever say that? Never. Maybe true. Might even struggle to sell him. I mean, I think Liverpool buy him either or because obviously I think hopefully Liverpool were sold the same narrative that he's a world class player through and through. And yeah, it's obviously very embarrassing, that they gave this player a banner and it showed double standards in this club. Like, they only gave it to him, as I said, because Frank Lampard Frank Lampard liked him, and they go, "Hey, we're gonna bring this guy as the next Eden Hazard," and he could never live up to it. If Potter loses the next two games to Inter Milan, he still starts for me. Outside the results right now, if Mount says the guys I want in K, he's on starter next season, he needs to go just for the double standard. I would love for Mason to go. I just love it because he's not a good player. We don't need him, and he's asking for big money. He's not improving our team, so why keep him? Chelsea, and yeah, again, another player who will replace Mount, Zachariah, is a great talent. great, great talent. He's just not English, so he doesn't get the hype that a lot of the other guys do. And as I said, Mason Mount got a lot of the hype is because he was English. Got Lalito, come in now. We have to have a chat, Lalito. We have to have a chat on this part of thing, land. We gotta have a chat. Does he know those through balls to Nunes and Salah? A Liverpool fan, does he know? Fucking what through balls? You mean pass back and stop play? Lampard left over signings to sell it, and again, and that's what I'm saying. You got to get rid of these players. The reason why Tuchel failed was because the same bums were here. The reason Potter's failed is because the same bums are here, and he didn't get rid of them. And he's far from a good. At least a world class manager got somewhat out of him, but a bang average shocking manager like Graham Potter could not get any. They could not squeeze any milk out of him. At least Tuchel squeezed as much milk as he can. He got a little bit of leaders in there. He got a UCL top 4 twice. He got something out of him. Now it was his year to shine and get players and build his team, but they sacked him. And I still say it's one of the worst mistakes in Chelsea's history. Lalito, hurry up, man. Check the DMs. You want to come in here? You explain this Potter situation. Come in, man. Man is getting all the hype because he's white. I don't think it's not about his skin color. Definitely not about it's about because he's English. Yes, definitely about his English. And I want to talk about this guy. I don't know if you guys saw what I posted on Twitter. I said this is the last time we played Tottenham with a real manager. What a game! And for me, this was one of my favorite games of the season. This was a fucking beautiful game because I think it got rid of all the agendas Chelsea fans had against players. And for me, again, it showed once again the manager's a reason why we win games. You look at the manager, he stands up for his players. He celebrates his players. Like any mistake goes wrong, he comes and he backs his players properly. He's honest. Look, when would you ever see Graham Potter coming out and doing this? Was one of the best Tuchel moments I've ever seen in my life, ever. And you just tell me fucking Graham Potter's gonna ever do this shit? Like this is what happens when two world class managers come together. You get one of the best footballing matches in the world. One of the best matches. It was drama. It was rough. It was hit and miss. We obviously had a horrible VAR decision which we should have won. But take away that Tuchel knew. Tuchel knew it was a bad decision and he went at it. He showed the passion, urgency. What fucking urgency is Graham Potter done? Lalito, tell me right now. Lalito, tell me what urgency has Potter done since he stepped forward in this club?
The urgency of his contract getting signed.
Besides that, what has Graham Potter done? He's walked in this club. And now I'm here.
We switched the ball much faster than we did under Tuchel.
Oh, we switched the ball much faster.
You asked.
You said that. Actually, I asked you that when we played Tottenham, and I said, okay, but Khalida, let's just see. What's this surrounding that you want to give Graham Potter time? Why?
Oh, because I don't. It's not really what I want. It's more along the lines of what I think the club is going to do.
But what do you want? It's just again. I see these people come out, lower.
I want it to work.
Of course, you want it to work, but will it work?
It's tough to say. I mean, look, you looked at in the last 3 months of this club, last 4 months. So essentially, October is when things really started to fall apart. Because Graham Potter, remember, in his first 8 or 9 games, he was undefeated. So he started really well.
Brighton, yes.
He started really well, and then he started really well at Chelsea.
Yeah, no, he did. I remember the AC Milan days and Watford.
But hold on. So around October, November, we started getting all the injuries, and then everybody went to the World Cup and all that shit. And then over this time period, we bought and have now essentially 6 new starters into the team. So if we look at the team and we say, Badiashile is a starter, great, that's number 1. Enzo Fernandez is a starter. Great. That's number 2. João Felix is a starter. Great. That's number 3. Mudryk, Madueke. Great. 4 and 5. Those are 5 new starters. When Wes Fofana is finally healthy, which I think he finally is, he's a starter too. All right. So if you have a sport that has 11 players on the field, right? You're starting 11 players. 6 of them are new. All right. 6 of the starting 11 are new. And I think we bought a total of 18 players. We did some Nottingham Forest shit. It's crazy. And all right, so in a sport where you're only playing 11 players and 6 of those players are new, no matter how good they are, you're not going to initially have that inherent chemistry. Chemistry is a tough thing, man, whether it's with a woman or whether it's with a sport or a teammate or anything, right? A job, even. Chemistry does take a while. And the reason it takes a while is because it's hard. And if it was easy, fucking everybody would do it. Everybody would do it. Everybody would have chemistry with everybody, and the sport would have a ton more parity. But alas, in order to have chemistry, you have to be really good and you have to be willing to click with the people around you. All right. We have 6 new starters in this team and we're expected to be world class immediately. That's not how the sport works, Matt. It's not how the sport works.
It's not about world class, about beating Southampton. You can't be fucking Southampton.
Oh, no, I can't defend it, buddy, because it's not like I'm taking one side or the other so definitively. And I'm also not on the.
I'm sorry. I think you got to pick a side. I think he's the only person who go, "Oh, I'm in the mid." You got to pick a side. Pot it in and pot it out. And I think because you look at it, Carlito, you can say, "Oh, it can change."
If this continues, he's gone. If this continues, he's gone.
And he's saying, Carlito, it will. Nothing changes because we heard the excuse back when he joined. Oh, you give him a window. We gave him a window. Oh, now it's the players need time. Okay, the players have had time. It's been a fucking a month and a half. Now it's give him a preseason. Give him a preseason. What do you mean give him a preseason? It's just the excuses coming out.
No,
what does he need to turn around?
Matt, he does need a preseason because he's going to be able to work with these guys. Hold on, he's going to work with these guys for 10 weeks. He's going to work with these guys for 10 weeks, and then if
he had the World Cup. He had the whole fucking World Cup.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
World Cup. He had the best players at the World Cup.
He had 10 to 12 players injured while the other players were at the World Cup. Matt, do not revise history.
That was still in England. That was still in London.
Oh, great. You get to work with Trevor Chalobah. Congratulations.
That was still in London.
I'm sure he was thrilled about that.
Hey, that was still in London. There's tactics that's still in London. It's not about being fit or not. There's still tactics to be discussed.
Matt, I know what you're saying, but hear me, because you asked me.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that if this continues, he's absolutely gone. And people think that this has something to do with like the fact that they'll still owe him $48 million. They don't give a fuck. That's not on their books, dude. Not on the official FFP books. Personnel, coaching issues, stuff that is bought for Cobham, stuff like infrastructure bills. Those are not on FFP. You're not getting audited by FFP for that. So they don't give a shit about how much money they still owe him. They don't. That is a stupid reason to not fire Graham Potter. No, they don't want to fire Graham Potter because they still think that this can be a long-term Klopp, Guardiola, eventually Julian Nagelsmann type situation. That's what they think.
And they can keep dreaming because that ain't gonna happen.
Matt, I can't make his personality become mine.
Here's the thing, Carlito, and I'll be honest, people are going to call me arrogant, but it's not hard to predict that Potter will not work out. I'll tell you right now, Potter will not work out. There's no evidence suggesting that he will. What's the evidence suggesting he will work out? What evidence is there showing? I've said this quote, Carlito, everywhere guys says short-term improvement equals long-term success. You come in and you have an improvement of the team, we can talk about it, but we've declined the same and added more players in. It doesn't take $600 million to let the squad gel. Khalid, it takes one fucking training session. You know everyone's name. Yep. You know where they play. Yep. On the pitch you go, and you can beat a team without. It does work like that. It does.
Matt, I've built teams. Matt,
I've played in
years
teams.
Old, dude. Buddy, I've played and I've built teams. It does not take one training session. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because you're training 10-year-olds. It's like 10, 11-year-olds. These are world-class players.
So I trained everybody from 5 years old to college.
5 years old? To college, all right.
College
isn't getting paid $400K a week to play football, yeah? Let's have it right, yeah? Let's have it right.
Yeah. No, Matt, look, I hear you. They it's not like they need to be told how to play football. It's the patterns of play, it's the runs.
But let's say the chemistry. Okay. Let's say chemistry is, again, so the new excuse I'm hearing is the chemistry. As I said, that's an excuse. But let's say 4 more games happen. Again, Tottenham. But actually, sorry, Khalid, let me tell you this point. So to gain chemistry, you need to train. So why is Potter giving them 3 days off?
I have no idea. When I saw your tweet, I gasped. Because remember, it's 4:45 a.m. here in Utah. When I saw that, I was like, another one? Another day off? Man,
I just come back in. I come back in.
it just seems like a Gen Z manager, man, who lets his employees walk all over him and say, I need to take another mental health day, or today I just don't want to. I don't want to come in. I got to work from home again for the 5th time in a row. That is wild to me. That is wild to me. But again,
It's embarrassing, and it's just a small club. Go on,
Matt, you and I have similar personalities. Not completely, but in that we're assertive, right? And we're confident and we're arrogant, and that's a fact. I can't give Graham my personality. I can't. Okay. Now, if it was my personality in there, it would be a different thing because I would have been up the ref's ass about the West Ham call. I would have gone nuts for a lot of situations that Graham Potter seems to be very passive about. Now, behind closed doors, we don't know what he's really like, but I certainly know what he's presenting, and that also bothers me greatly. It really does. Because I want someone who's not a dick, but at least can be a little bit of a motherfucker sometimes, right? To not let people walk all over him. And this actually gets to my point because this is what's most concerning to me is that the lineup was leaked 24 hours before the game in Southampton. How do people know that we were resting 4 players? Second thing, why is there a story out in The Athletic today that, number one, players on Chelsea, certain ones, and it's always going to be a certain couple, that think that the new signings are not up to snuff and that Graham Potter does not have the tactical nous to compete with Pep Guardiola and Klopp and Nagelsmann and all them. Why is this happening? Why are people all of a sudden getting access to things behind closed doors so frequently?
And who's leaking it? Is it Potter? Is it these Discord moderators? Who is it? I think Kali's on mute. But again, it comes to a point where Kali's right, where we need urgency in the dressing room. And I showed the video before,
Sorry.
That's all right. And I showed the video before. What I was talking about the Tottenham game is when something doesn't go right away, your manager needs to stand up for your players, and you got to fight, take a red card, fucking stand up for your players. Potter wouldn't fucking even breathe near Conte. He wouldn't even let him breathe near him. He's a bitch. I'm saying he's a bitch, and I don't like those. I don't like those managers. I'm sorry. I need someone hard and pushing and urgency and discipline and authority, not this little petite who claps his hands and says they gave it all. And I fucking hate that, man. I hate it.
I hate it too, Matt. But I have to ask you, if we're thinking about these things, because we've been hearing leaks for 4 to 5 years now, right? And I'm looking at this and I'm saying it has to be one of 4 players, if not 2 of 4 players. My first culprit is Aspie. Yeah.
Yeah, right? I knew you were going to say Aspie.
Aspie, Mount, Kai Havertz, or most certainly Hakim Ziyech. These are the 4 that I think would, if things are not going well for them personally, would look to destabilize the locker room. Now you would think, oh no, their reputation, proper Chelsea, Mason Mount, Aspie, proper Chelsea, motherfucker, that is a facade. These people are only about themselves. Mason Mount, like you had talked about earlier, I saw you were talking about him linked to Anfield. Why? Because we don't want to give him Reece James money. And people say, oh, but Bowley is restructuring contracts differently now. No, he gave Reece James his money. He absolutely paid Reece James. He absolutely paid Raheem Sterling. He just doesn't want to pay Mason Mount. And Mason Mount can't fucking handle it. I could see that him or Ziyech or Aspie are just leaking this shit all the time.
And I'm going to say, I don't think it's Aspie, but the thing with Aspie, and I've said he's one of the worst captains in Chelsea history because he does not control anything. And the people who actually agree with me, Khalid, are people who have played at a top level of football because they know or have played as a captain or have been a leader or have been, someone who has been a boss. Because, as a boss or as a leader or as a captain, whatever you've been that, you got to control your fucking players. You got to, and you come up with these statements you got to control the dressing room. He's lost the dressing room with 3 managers now. Tuchel, Sarri, or / Lampard, and now he's lost it again with fucking, what's his name, Graham Potter. So with 3 managers, he's lost it with, right? So it's embarrassing. And you come down to Jorginho, who Jorginho was a big influence in the dressing room as per Thiago Silva himself. So if your vice captain is doing your job, what does it say about the captain? And he's had many, many instances. Just last week when we were playing Southampton, we're losing 1-0 and he's starting fights on the bench. And my fucking captain, Kepa Arrizabalaga, comes in and pushes everyone away and gets the ball. Right? Because that's a fucking proper leader. That's a proper leader, not this captain who comes in and causes problems when we need to score a goal. I think Aspie's an embarrassment of a captain. He's a legend of a player, but he's an embarrassment of a captain. I don't like him in captaincy. Ziyech, I think it's Ziyech, Pulisic, Aubameyang. and maybe add one more.
Pulisic. It could be Pulisic too, because he's saving up notes for his volume 2 of his memoir.
I didn't read it. Did you read his memoir? I haven't read it.
God, why would I read that? Dog, my
Captain America.
I mean, Matt, I played NCAA ball in college. I was the captain my senior year. All right. I mean, when I was coaching, I was the director of my club. At the final years of my club coaching career, I was the boss there too. So I know what it takes to be a leader. I know what that looks like. And Aspie, I mean, when does he ever yell at his teammates? When does he ever yell instructions? The only person he ever yells at is the ref, but he won't yell at his teammates. I mean, that right there just shows you, as a defender who can see the whole field, that right there just shows you he's not a real leader. He's a fraud. And on top of that, he sucks as a player. I can't imagine they respect him as a player. So, no, it's him. It's Mount, Ziyech, Pulisic, any of these guys. I'll take Havertz out of it. I like Havertz. But, no, Pulisic, Ziyech, Mount, has to be one of these guys.
I don't like Havertz, but it's not Havertz. It's not Havertz. I don't like Havertz, but I don't think it's him.
Dude,
I think it's...
But, Matt, this is too frequent.
Did you see Mendy? Mendy?
What happened?
Nah. I'm going to say Mendy.
No. Look, it's just anytime something's going wrong for an individual player, all of a sudden leaks come out about the dressing room. But when really it's probably just about an individual player's issue with the manager, his status, and his position in the team. And look, it's too transparent now. And I've reached out to a couple people that would know. I mean, I've asked a couple journalists this morning as soon as I woke up. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Now, I will probably get a response from one of them. And when they do, I'll let you know. But this is incomprehensible to me that Sam 365 would have the 4 people that we are sitting a day before the Southampton game. I don't know how he got that information.
Yeah. He always gets them leaks. What's his username again? Sam 3. I'm going to look at Sam 346.
Matt, I'm going to tell you offline, but both the journalists I just reached out to just told me.
They told you who it was?
They know what's going on. I'll tell you after, okay?
Why don't they say it?
That'll ruin the relationship to the club. That'll ruin their professional relationship to the club. Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, and regarding who it is, whoever it is, just you come down to the manager. And again, a manager is someone who needs to have a level of authority. I've always said it comes down to the manager, the captain, and then the players. The captain is the person who translates what the manager says to the players, and the manager again needs to ensure that the captain's at his best and is ensuring that the players understand what he's saying. It's like having a translator. I've said it's like the coach says, "Hey, Aspie, A, B, and C," and Aspie says, "Hey, players, A, B, and C." Like when I saw his players running out the other day to the Southampton game, I lost it. I lost it. I couldn't.
He's like, "Come on, guys!" No, he's the guy that runs out like it's like trench warfare, right? In World War I, where you have the captain and his troops, and he's gonna rally his troops to run into no man's land, right? Run out of the trenches and run into no man's land, and he's the only motherfucker that's running, and nobody else follows him. He's like, we're going streaking, Will Ferrell, right? And nobody goes streaking with him. He's alone.
It comes down to two things. Firstly, the players, zero urgency. Don't want to fucking be. Even like Enzo and when I saw fucking Mason Mount smile, I wanted to hit my camera. I was so pissed. But it comes down to that, and it comes down to the captain. The captain is having no leadership. Right. So the players aren't listening to these. The players that already have no urgency and have no discipline themselves, but the captain doesn't have it either. So I'm telling you, and I said, if we got De-Ligt, we would not be in this situation. Okay? Let's have that one right. Because De-Ligt's a fucking leader. De-Ligt's a born leader. Mudryk, maybe. Reece James, I wouldn't give the captaincy to Reece James. I'm sorry. He's not. He's. We all know how good of a player he is, but he's not a captain. I think people are going to give him the captain because he's the best player. You want a real captain? If Kepa was a midfielder, I would give the captaincy to Kepa. Because that's what players should learn as a leader.
Don't give it to a keeper.
I would never give it to a keeper. But I think, as I said, if he was a midfielder, I would give it to Kepa because that's what a leader should be looking at. Giving advice off the pitch. Telling the players what to do, demanding them. When there's a fight, what does he do? He grabs a fucking ball and tells everyone, get the hell out of here. Let's fucking play football because we need to win. Not cause arguments and shit, man. I hate when fucking captains do that. They cause problems when they need to score a goal. If we're winning, sure, waste time. But we need to score a goal and Ash is on the fucking sideline causing problems. It's like, oh, man, I can't. Because
Yeah,
DJ
but
has
if you're
either
not
DJ and Yomi.
give it to Reese, who is it? Because I don't know if Benoit Badiashile can speak English, and that's just because he's a French guy, and I know Fofana can speak English, but like
He's our captain.
you do have to be able to communicate like almost perfectly. Thiago, like I'd love for him to be 29 years old and speak perfect English, but this is an English sport. You have to be able to speak language. Like you're not
Of
gonna.
course.
Yeah, like a Chinese, club's not going to hire me to be their manager because I don't speak Chinese. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to translate.
I mean, you can't do it. Saudi Arabia did it. Saudi Arabia hired an English guy.
It's a fair point. No, I'm just talking about communication. Like I can speak Spanish, but I can't speak it perfectly, right? Like I think that in order to be a captain, you really do need to be able to communicate. Same way with a manager, where like people are saying Zidane is going to be the next manager of Chelsea. Zidane does not speak English. He can't be the manager of Chelsea if he doesn't speak English. So I don't know how Benoit Badiashile, how fluent he is, but if he is fluent, I would consider someone like him. I would consider someone like Fofana, like guys like that. Like I actually really like Fofana. I think he's got a great attitude. He's joyful, but like he can be serious in games. I like that in a player. But yeah, I mean, if Reece James is not it, like there's not a lot of picks, Matt. There's not really a lot of leaders on this team, dude.
That's what I would say. Maybe I would kind of grow onto a Mudryk, possibly. I kind of see something in him, but again, that we don't have it. And yeah, you can give it to Reece James, but maybe it's a bit too much pressure for him or something. But I don't think he's it. I would not give it to Reece James when Thiago Silva leaves. Maybe an Enzo again, maybe, but I haven't seen enough of him. I haven't seen enough of him yet. But again, that's something we can dictate in the forum, maybe when the fucking you get Potter in. But look, Khalid, I want to ask you this: the best manager.
Let's put a bow on this one. I would just say
one?
the best way to be a great captain is communication. Aspi does not communicate with his players, and that's not a language barrier thing. That is just him who speaks perfect English, him choosing to not communicate well. If you can speak perfect English and you choose to not communicate well, you're not a good captain. You're not.
Yeah, I agree. Communication is important, but I'll say this: the best manager on the market, the active manager on the market right now, is Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
For me, Todd Bowie is the arrogant one. Todd Bowie said to Thomas Tuchel, "Hey, Thomas, I want you to be my director of football, my operation manager. I want you to be the head coach. I want you to be the manager. I want you to be." And Tuchel's like, "Hey, no. I would want to tell you the players. You go do that work." Instead, what does he do? He sacks Marino and Czech, which was great. Do that, but he never got replacements. He left those spots free. Going overpaid for players. Who knows who wanted? If it was a Potter or fucking he wanted. Signed players who, okay, let's do Aubameyang and Zakaria. I highly assume, and I think the reports came out that Tuchel wanted them. Signed his own players and then sacked him. So, number one, did Bowie make a mistake? And number two, would you go and give an apology to Tuchel and bring him back?
So let's be very clear. Tuchel was not sacked for results issues. We weren't playing great, but that wasn't the main reason that he was getting sacked. I mean, if you go back and watch his last game, and I hope that you don't, because it's a horrible game. I think it was against Dinamo Zagreb. It was the most unprofessional performance we've put in a long time. You had Ziyech like kicking balls off the referee and shit. Just everybody had horrible body language. Everybody had a horrible attitude. It was a really poor game. And then right after that, he was fired. From my understanding, is that this whole thing between February and May, when we were really under the gun by the UK government, and we didn't have any money, to basically fund simple infrastructure like a plane, which is just crazy. Tuchel, I think, became really restless and felt like he was personally under the gun a lot. On top of that, a new owner coming in. On top of that, losing 5-6 really crucial players. On top of that, having to, bring in brand new players. And then an American ownership, and I am an American, but an American ownership that does want to do things a little bit differently. On top of all that, he was probably asked to do more than just be a coach. And from my understanding, is that Tuchel was pretty harsh behind the scenes, and not just to players, to staff, to his new owners, which are his bosses. Like it seemed like he just wasn't willing to play ball at all. Bowley gave it time, but at the end of the day, it was a bad marriage because Tuchel just wants to coach and he doesn't want to be the face of the franchise, doesn't want to be the guy that leads us into 2023 and beyond. He just wanted to coach. He just wanted to be the same crazy German bastard that he's always been, which we all love. Of course, we love this guy. But Chelsea, the executives wanted more, and he wasn't willing to do it. And his attitude apparently became pretty corrosive behind the scenes. So it was more the man was fired and not just the coach.
That's when it comes down to, does Bowie care about relationships more than results? Because he brought in Potter
I think he wants
and
both.
gave Potter
I think he
their
wants
coach.
both. He wants both.
Which again, he brought in Potter and Potter isn't getting results. Maybe they have a friendship, but Potter is a head coach. He's far from a manager. He's far from the French. So he gave Potter essentially what Tuchel wanted, which makes, again, zero sense to me. I don't know why he did that.
Okay, so again, Potter started really well at Chelsea, and then we had look, I'm not saying that it's an excuse because it's not. This is part of the game. But 12 first team players injured is a lot. And it's a lot for anybody. I'm not, hey, buddy, Graham continues this, he's gone, okay? But it was a lot. And then we bring in even more new guys. We brought like eight or nine players in January, which is insane in and of itself. So you have all that. You have players slowly coming back from injury. It has not been exactly consistent at Chelsea over the past 3 months. It just hasn't been. Whether it's personnel or fucking missing training sessions, canceling training sessions, bad results, red card from João Felix, weird injuries again to Reece James and Fofana, like who are crucial players. It has been extremely inconsistent, and as a result, it's not surprising to me that the results of the games have been inconsistent and skewing towards bad. It's not surprising to me.
I mean, yeah, of course not. I understand why Potter's losing because he's shit. Like it's simple. Like
you asshole.
It's simple. Like Carlito, I said it. I don't know if you saw my two-show round back in. I know you did back in September. My two-show round where I said at the end of it, I said Graham Potter will get us relegated because this is a boy. We need a man. Obviously, not going to get relegated, but we were going to be the worst Chelsea team we've seen in years. That's what I implied, and I stand corrected because this is one of the worst Chelsea teams I've seen in probably ever, years.
Not in terms of quality. Not in terms of quality.
Not in terms of quality, but performances. And the reason I say it's the worst because we have the quality, but we're not performing. So that's why I'm upset.
What's the requirement for quality to come together and perform well? What is that word, Matt?
Win games.
No. What's that word? What's that word that I've been searching for the past 48 hours? The word is chemistry, Matt. The word is chemistry.
What about Nottingham Forest when they had their little 4-5 run streak when they just got it? Or what about a manager's chemistry with the players? Does he need chemistry? Does the manager need chemistry with the players?
I think a team like this requires chemistry because there are so many good moving parts, but they're all
so a manager needs
individual players. I think that Graham Potter is going to be given enough rope to hang himself. It is up to him whether or not he wants to tighten it. It really is. Okay? They will let him hang himself. But if he continues down this path, he's going to do it. But if he all of a sudden, it starts this Sunday, if he wins this game and he goes on a slew of results, y'all need to change course and give him some more time. This game is huge, Matt. It is huge. I mean, Conte may even play. I'm not a fan of Conte, but objectively, people love him. If we win this game, y'all better back the fuck off a little bit.
No. So here's the thing, Carlito. Back in this game when we back my stance on Potter, nothing changes.
No. You need to calm down. You need to calm down.
Maybe I'll calm down, but it doesn't change my fact.
I'm saying
it's like Carlito. It's like oh, the world's ending in 100 days, but you know what? They just changed it to 101 days now. Oh, we have an extra day. It's like, doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. It's like the thing is, it doesn't make a difference. It's still the guy's going to be gone soon. Like, there's no point. He's not going to win us the Premier League. He's not going to win us the Champions League. Yeah, he might be. And honestly, I wouldn't mind it.
You don't know he's not going to win Champions League.
I do. I can tell by his mentality. I can tell by the way he plays with these players. Oh, give him time. Give him chemistry. How can I give him time or chemistry when the fucking geezer is bucking having rest days every day? We've had 3 rest days this week.
With Tottenham on Saturday. I got to ask you this question, though. Because Chelsea fans are so full of shit. It's actually not a question. It's more of a statement. These guys, these Chelsea fans, said that they would give this rebuild time. They said they would give this rebuild time, right? And you've got Mikel Arteta over here, right? His first season under charge, 8th place. Okay, second season, 8th place. Third season, 5th place. Fourth season, banging. They are banging in goals. They got the best attacking midfielder in the world, and they are cruising. Whether or not they win the title, I don't know. It's a coin toss. It could be them or City, but it's gonna be really close. And don't even take your eye off of Man United. By the way, they're really good too. Mikel Arteta was given 3.5 years. 3.5 years. And this is something that I was fighting about with Declared, who's not a bad dude. I like him. I was fighting with Declared about this over the last 48 hours. I've been fighting with him about this, about Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta was given 3.5 years. That is a shitload of time and patience and money, because they did spend money, to get the right team. We've given Graham Potter 5.5 months? Less than 5.5 months versus 3.5 years. Now, Chelsea fans are saying, we're going to give Graham Potter time. We're going to give this regime time. We're going to give this rebuild time. The fuck you are. No, you're not. You guys were Graham Potter out 2.5 months ago. Y'all were bitching immediately. It's unbelievable. These guys are so full of shit. Oh, we're going to give him time. We're going to give this rebuild time. No, you're not. And I know you fucking lying, and I knew you were fucking lying when you first said it. So don't say it, because you know you're not.
Yeah, I'm not giving you time. Why would I give you time?
You. When I say you, I'm talking about the fan base. I'm not like pointing at you. You
know, and I'm saying, but I wanted him out before he even came in, and the thing is why.
I hear you.
And I wouldn't give him time. And I said, fine, I'll give him time. He's here. I'll back him. But here's the difference between Arteta and Potter. I've had this 6-7 times. Arteta came in, won the FA Cup first one. The guy had a fucking horrendous team, right? He only got fucking backing nearly probably about 2 seasons ago. It was 2021 June when he finally got the backing. And when he got the backing, what did he say? Hey, Kroenke, I want A, B, and C out. Aubameyang, loved by the fans, he got him out. Got Gabriel Jesus. Got these players that the fans didn't want, but he wanted. Look at Jorginho. They didn't want Jorginho, but the manager wanted him. He got him in. Look how he's performing. Why is Arteta doing that? Because he was, by side, a world-class manager. Potter does not know what he wants for fucking breakfast tomorrow morning, let alone what he's going to put the lineup on the weekend. He doesn't know what he wants. So why would I have a manager to win us a Premier League, to win us a Champions League? We know from experience, Carlito, that the manager needs to know what he wants. When fucking Conte did it, he knew what he wanted. Look at just the recent ones. Klopp, he's built his own team. Pep's built his own team. So you've got to build your own team where you demand the players. You demand who stays in and out. This January window, we did not get rid of any players. Gallagher was offered for 40 million to go to Everton. And what's his name? Potter goes, no, let's keep him. Why would you keep him when you can get rid of him now?
That was more about injuries, Matt. That was more about injuries.
I don't care about injuries. Again, you take either which route. Okay, you take the route that you want to keep him, fucking play him better. Right? Play him better.
Oh, I'm not giving you an excuse. I'm not giving you an excuse. We're only playing on like 1.5 fronts right now.
And I'll say this, Carlos. The point is that the Arteta situation is different to this Potter situation because Potter's been here for 5 months. Tuchel had the same team Potter did. The same team Unai did, Arteta did. And Unai was still shit. Right? So the same team. But Tuchel had the same team as Potter did. But Tuchel got top 4 with his team. Right? His team's still shit, but he's a world-class manager. That's the difference. So I've always said, we have an average team. We've had an average team for years, colored years. When we won the Champions League, our team was average, but we had a world-class manager dictating a team. But when you get an average manager managing an average team, that's when it starts to crumble, starts to fail. So you need a world-class manager to coach this average team. I've been saying that. So he's made this team worse. And I've said short-term improvement means long-term success. Why should we give him time when there's no evidence even inspiring me to give him time? At least Arteta came out and fought for his players, had a connection with his players. There's nothing going Potter's way. What is going Potter's way? What says to me, hey, give him time, besides chemistry?
Okay, so you said short-term improvement means long-term success. Those are antithetical notions. That makes no sense, Matt.
Yes, it does.
No, not to me, and not to
because if you come in, if you come in with a team that's not yours and you still succeed, like Thomas Tuchel did, wasn't his team, wasn't his squad, and he still improved the squad, I can say, hey, I'm seeing improvements. That can mean long-term success. Because I sit here and I say, Potter came in,
it can mean short-term success.
Short term, long term is the same thing. You can get
It's
success.
not. It is most certainly not.
No, because short term is as short, right?
No. It's a
Long term
burst. It's a
is
burst.
long. So
No.
long is I
You're
would say
talking
long
about a
is
one night stand versus a marriage.
well no,
Okay.
I'm saying long term meaning the process. Isn't this
Okay.
the process?
Well, agree to disagree because you're talking about two different things. Second thing is that you still think this is an average team with all these players?
This
Oh, I don't
take away
think
this
so.
play. And again, that adds to my point as well. Before they came in, we had an average team. Now we've added these world class players, and
Yeah,
we
but
still
that
can't win a
takes
fucking
time.
game.
I'm mad too,
Time,
but that hold on. It's
because
not like
you
I'm
can't
not
win.
mad. Now
But
hold
here's
on.
the thing. Go on, go on, you go.
You look at the Dortmund game. We played very well, right? Dortmund is
Mm,
one win from first place in the Bundesliga. They're banging. They're banging. They've won like 13, 14 games in a row.
9.
Um, yeah, okay. You're right. My bad. 9 games in a row. Very good team, right? They should be first place in the Bundesliga because Bayern Munich is kind of iffy. And we dominated that game. We did. All right. We
Mm.
played very well. Now, I know that does not mean shit because winning is the end all be all. It matters the most because this is a winning business. But at the end of the day, don't tell me that this is a shit team because it absolutely is not. It's just not true.
It's not a shit team. This is an average squad, but we've implemented world class players, and we're still looking the same. And it comes down to one thing: it's the teacher. If the teachers are bringing in, smart students, but the smart students are being shit, was it the students' fault or the teacher's fault? I think it's the one that's teaching them the program. It's the manager that's teaching them what to do. These tactics aren't working. He doesn't have a tactic. There's no formation. There's no. I can't sit here and say I know what he's doing. I know Lampard's tactics was give it to the wings, cross the ball, inshallah. We knew Tuchel's tactics was possession control and switch the ball from left to the right.
Is inshallah mean so be it with God or something like that?
Like God willing,
Oh,
let's just
gotcha.
pray for the best.
I like it. I like it. Cool.
But yeah, and I see nothing. I see nothing. Like again, you bring in a Thomas Tuchel with this team, we will win the Champions League if Thomas Tuchel came with this team, because Thomas Tuchel proved to me that you don't need to have a world class team to win Champions League. You just need a world class manager, right?
Oh
And
no,
we won
he's
the Champions League with
amazing.
average players. And as I said, Khalid, if you gave Potter the squad Tuchel had during the Champions League run, we will get knocked out like we did now in round one, because as Paul said, Lampard was shit with the team. Tuchel came in and changed everything in a really short time. What's the excuse then?
Well, okay. So the second question you asked me earlier was, does Bowley apologize to Tuchel and bring him back? Dude, Tuchel's not going to come back.
No, I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the question now. Saying Lampard has a shit team, but Tuchel came in and changed everything in a short time when Lampard got sacked. That's what Tuchel
Okay.
did.
Well, yeah. I mean, part of what he did was he essentially reinvented the defense on the fly. Because
And what did he get? He got short-term improvement for long-term success. He got his top four
he
2
did
seasons in a
not
row.
he did not have long term success.
He was getting there.
Tuchel
Did he want?
Tuchel got beat in 2 cup finals against the same team.
And that's my point,
He
Khalid.
lost the dressing room. He lost the ownership
Not
trust.
really.
That's not long term success.
Again, you look at those games, and that comes down to even more my point.
Matt, I watched the games too, dude.
We all watched the games. We all watched the games, unfortunately. But it comes down to this: Tuchel changed the team in a really short time. So Potter can come in with the same squad and at least beat Southampton. I'm not asking him to come top 4, give me top 2. Just beat Southampton, beat Fulham, beat Nottingham. Like we have won 2 games in 15. 2 games, you just signed 600 million. I'm sorry, but that should be, mate. Our B team should be beating Southampton. We're a big club. We're not this small club. And you saying to give him time, give him chemistry. But when you say that, your boy is going and giving rest days, and that's what I'm saying. If you and I know you say you're not for that. That's why I'm not for Potter, because he's not. I'm not seeing anything that coming out and say, "Hey, guys, here's a mistake. I'm going to fix that mistake." He sees a mistake and he's avoiding it. He's not fixing it.
Okay, so let's talk about the Fulham game and let's talk about the Southampton game really quickly, because here's a problem with English fans, especially English fans online and English YouTubers, is that you guys will not blame the players. It's always a quick fix. It's always the lazy answer: sack the manager. Right? That's our thing. That's our crutch. That's our emotional crutch. Is that when things aren't going well, it's automatically the manager's fault. And I'm looking at the Fulham game and I'm thinking, okay, Anthony Robertson and Willian They beat Aspi like Aspi owed them money, right? And then on top of that, Trevor Chalobah was also playing with Aspi on that right side. They let Willian take a clean shot, goal, we lose the game. Okay, go to Southampton. What does Aspi do? Classic Aspi. Right at the top of the box, what does he do? He fouls Southampton, the team with the best free kick taker in Europe. He fouls frivolously a player at the top of the box for Southampton. Why? Okay, those are individual errors. Those are not Graham Potter errors. Those are player errors.
No, they're Graham Potter errors. I'll tell you why. Why did he drop
How the fuck is a
Southampton?
player error the manager
Here's the thing.
error?
Southampton was a must-win. What did he do? He rested our best players.
Oh my god! So you're
and he mass rested it. And I came out of two-shot when he mass rested it.
He was told by the medical staff that if these players played, they ran the risk of injury. I understand.
Oh, the medical team. But hang on, the medical team told him to play Reece James when he wasn't ready, so he did. Like, don't again. A world class manager.
Are you seriously saying that individual player mistakes are on the manager?
No. It's about who you put on that pitch. Like
he
shouldn't have been mass resting play. No, he wasn't advised.
It's what the report said, buddy.
Again, that's what I'm saying. And that's what it comes down to. If you serious about it and you think Reece James isn't good enough and you're going to keep having this issue, he should have got another right back in the summer. He should have got one. Not get Malo Gusto fucking.
It takes a little bit.
But anyway, the players have been blamed already on the past. Hence, we went to the market dispensation and what he's saying. Potter has also just in fact he has to go. Literally, you're given the reason behind him losing the dressing room. This guy's capping it. Oli Paul does not like Lalita today.
I don't give a fuck who that is. I don't give a shit. Ali Paul, but you're the one typing. You're the one typing and not putting yourself out there, not giving an opinion. Okay, shut up. I don't want to hear any of that shit.
Oh my god! But anyway, we've got Spurs coming in Sunday. I don't think we win that game. I hope we do. I really, because I cannot take another loss. But nothing is convincing me that we can. People say, "Oh, but we beat 3 points Hearts Lane." Yeah, we can use all that, emotional stuff. But physically and mentally, I don't see us winning. I don't see us winning. Can you see us winning? I don't.
Yes. Chelsea is unbelievable at turning things around and during hard times.
That's
the nature of the club.
Yeah.
That we are the masters of panic. Yeah, I mean,
we won
Champions League after we're bleeding 3-4 goals a game under Lampard. All of a sudden, we turn it around and we concede like 2 goals the rest of the tournament under 2 goals. No. This club, the nature of this club is fully capable of turning things around very quickly. Now, do I think Graham Potter has the force of personality to do that? Not really. Not really, because you would need someone with my personality, with your personality, with Thomas Tuchel's personality. But at the end of the day, I do think that the talent will win out if Graham Potter can massage his tactics into them. He's had a week, Matt. Now, missing 3 training sessions, not ideal. But at the same time, part of that may be injury related. Part of that may be a psychological thing. I don't fucking know. I'm not some new age, spiritual mystic like Graham Potter who has some emotional intelligence degree. I don't know what he's doing here, but we'll see, Matt. We'll see, because I'd like to see how we turn this around with everybody and their mother knowing that the players, the manager, the mentality, and everything in between are being heavily criticized by not just the media, but definitely the fans and their 6-man protest yesterday. That 6-man protest. How about that?
That was amazing. I don't know why we went. I don't know why people want to go and protest.
Yeah, you want to know why you didn't see any photos of that protest? Because the people that went were too embarrassed to post the photos of the non-protest.
Protest, and that's a bit too sharp. People asked me what my thoughts on that protest was. I said, if I wouldn't go to it. That's something. That's what we have. Yeah, it's something. I have a life to do. And that's why I expressed it online. After hours. If you're working, go to work. Don't take work off. But anyway, I think come in the Spurs game. It's an important game, man. Every game is fucking important, man. But
this one's
a must win.
For me, it's the biggest one. Spurs is outside of Barcelona. Spurs for me is Chelsea's biggest rival. So
Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
Because of that one incident.
Well, it's a lot of incidents.
Yeah, I think Spurs. I just don't like Spurs. I don't like. I don't really hate Spurs. I think Spurs is it's just a banter club. I just dislike Liverpool. I hate Liverpool. I can't stand Liverpool. So I always want us to be Liverpool. But Spurs again, it must win. I think two managers who who are kind of having a bit of backlash. Even their fans kind of hesitating on the bricks about Conte. But what do you think the scores will be against Tottenham?
I don't know. I can't read the future. If I did, I'd put $1 million on Chelsea.
Put $1 million on Chelsea.
If I could see the
3-1.
future, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the lineup. It depends on how the players act before the game. If I see another one of those Aspie saying, "Come on, guys," and then nobody
Come on.
follows him, and
How
if,
is
by
that?
the way, Aspie should just become an assistant coach. He shouldn't play anymore. He's terrible. I know he got hit in the head, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his play because it doesn't exonerate his bad play just because he got injured. I'm glad he's fine and all that stuff. I've had 10 concussions. I get it. But he should not be playing on this team anymore. So whoever's the leader, whether it's Thiago or Reese or Enzo Fernandez, whoever the captain is, he has to get everybody up for the game because that's part of his responsibility, whoever it is.
Yeah. And it's a big game anyway. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up anyway, Khalid, anyway. So,
all right, buddy.
Appreciate Khalid coming out, guys. We got La Lido in the house from Worldwide Chelsea.
Oh, this minerals map. Put the L in minerals. Fuck off.
Literals, La Lido.
Literals.
But what's happening with the new Worldwide Chelsea thing, man? Everyone now.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we have a stream today if you want to join.
I know. Sadiq told me about it. I said, mate, I'm sleeping. I said, tell Matt FC because I was gonna come on.
When do you guys sleep? When do you? What time is it right now?
It's 11:30 and we're sleeping an hour. And Matt FC, the fake Matt, sent it at 7 a.m. I ain't waking up at 7 a.m. Not on my day off. Not on my day off. I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta work in the evening.
Dog, you're softer than funeral music. Come on, man.
I set it for 8 o'clock and I'll wake up. But Matt, Lat FC, man. The fake man, it's the false man. But I got the a link there, guys. Everyone go check it out. The stream's on. What Charles? The new merch.
We're streaming at 8:30 UK time. New merch out. It's awesome. It's very unique. And I'm actually working with Matt. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna get some of the trendy shit that you want.
There's that trendy shit going on. So I'll walk around Melbourne because Khalid, I'll let you know now. Melbourne is the fashion central. Like you walk around Melbourne, you know, it's crazy. So. You know, you got to get that Worldwide Chelsea up in Melbourne, man. Because you get that in Melbourne, you probably see him in the France, the France bouquet right next to the Mona Lisa one day. Worldwide Chelsea match.
All right, buddy. Hey, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll see you later, man.
Enjoy, man. Take care, yeah. Take care. Yeah. Carlito in the house. Gotta be at the Carlito who join. Obviously, the Worldwide Chelsea channels right there, guys. Go check it out, guys. Smash the like buttons before you guys dip. Chelsea, Tottenham. Must win. Like I've been saying that throughout the season, right? But do I see us winning? No. I want us to win. We got DJ. We got the DJ who joined later. We got to man. Hope you're well. Hope everything's going well with you. Hope you're going to the game on the weekend. I know what your stance on Potter is. I don't think you're too fond of him. I think the match going fans aren't really fond of Potter, which is surprising. I thought they really would have backed him, but they're not. But let's get the win. Let's get the win. We need to get the win. I'll be back here, guys, Monday. We'll talk about it Monday. We need to definitely have a big channel about it Monday. Hopefully, it's a win, guys. Hopefully, it's a win, guys. As I said, winning Tottenham does not change anything about Potter. I think he still needs to go. But again, like we, as a club, we need to get wins. Like it's simple. I think every fan can sit here and say, love, hate Potter, or don't. Like we all want to win. So we'll see what happens. We'll be at the OG. Undertaker, Olu Paul, be at the Evan, we got La Lido, be at the Carlito from Worldwide Chelsea, guys. I'll put the link here. Go check out Worldwide Chelsea. They're going to be live in a couple of hours. They got a new merch store. They got a lot of heaps of new things, guys, going on there. It's been a big chat with La Lido. Be at everyone who tuned in, and I will see you guys at the next one. Let's leave you with. What should we leave you with, guys? Let's leave you with the GOAT, Thomas Tuchel, man. Be up to everyone. Bye.